Wednesday nights, the cruelest sound. Pacers action front and center. In the realm of sports we enter. From downtown they shoot and score.
Pacers in 5. That's my introduction. Now, what's up, y'all? This is 3 Point Threat. We're coming back as we do every week. I'm Grant. I'm Isaiah. I had to say it like I know it. I'm Isaiah. Who's the co-host today, Grant? Talk your shit, man.
All right, so I honestly want to start off with I agree with you. Call me crazy. I really think Pacers in 5. Like that is 100% how I feel.
Now, when I say it, I'm talking a little bit of shit.
I'm not.
But we took the number 1 team to 5. We took the Bucks to 5. I bet we're going to 6 with the Knicks. At bet. Our worst, I'd rather.
So this is why I feel so good in it. Not because the Knicks aren't a good team. I have a lot of respect for their level of goodness. Not any players or anything, but how good they are. I do think they are a really good team.
I don't know. Get that respect talk out, boy. No, I'm just kidding.
Why I feel so confident in the Knicks or the Pacers in 5 is because they had a hard slug series with Detroit those first 7 games. Like every game was basically like down to the wire, pretty close.
Right.
Then when they played the Celtics, yes, they got the first 2 at the Garden, and that is great. That's what you want. But it is very expending to get 2 20-point comebacks on a team like the Celtics in back-to-back nights when you only play 7 guys. You know, like it's one thing like when we make that like type of comeback or whatever, we're probably making it because like players like TJ McConnell are getting some buckets.
Right. Our whole team puts in effort.
Yeah, but like with the Knicks, it's like their starting 5 is getting that comeback. So that's why I feel like our pace is immediately going to gas them. Like they haven't even experienced the 3rd round. Like maybe Cat did last year, but outside of that, they have not like experienced like a 3rd round. So do you think I'm like crazy, or what do you think?
Look, man, in all seriousness, you know, the Knicks are a worthy opponent. You know, they're not like some pushovers, but you know, again, neither were the Cavaliers. You know, we've been in this exact situation. We've been in the last year. Well, we had them in the semifinals, and we took them to 7, I believe. You know, we've been here. This is the most. I mean, so the Cavaliers was the biggest question mark to me in this entire run. Like, how are we going to do against the number 1? They have this historic offense, blah, 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 yada, yada. But, you know, Knicks clean sweep.
So this clean sweep thing, too. And if I can put it in any more perspective, how much our pace can wear down a team. Last year, I think a lot of people would say that Celtics team is like one of the top teams like of all time type of thing. They really they had no weaknesses. They had great depth, everything. Yeah. We were still able to push them. 3 of those games were like lost for like 2 points. And I'm not saying, we should have won it, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is on paper, those should have been blowouts. We're so inexperienced. We had like one all-star type of deal. Like that should have been a clean sweep there. If that Celtics team could do it this much, Knicks ain't doing it.
Dave is a certified hater. Hey, Dave, I don't know if you actually watched the Pacers game, but there was a game where they had a full, entire healthy squad, and they had 39 points in the first half, and we had 80. So I don't know, you know, I don't know what his hate. This is the Knicks delusion. See, don't make me start talking about shit because these Knicks fans are heinous. There's no logic that goes in one ear and out the other. It gets rattled around their head, flies back out. It's crazy.
Speaking of heinous, I've never wanted to win, much less a basketball series, but a basketball game more after seeing that crazy video of the New York Crazies harassing that Halliburton guy. Yeah. That made me so mad. But
so give the context so people haven't seen it. I'm sure Dave has seen it, you bastard.
Yeah, he was.
Get his comment off the screen. I'm tired of looking.
Yeah, the Knicks. Here, we'll put this one up from Joey. Knicks delusion.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Joey.
So the Knicks finally secured their Eastern Conference, spot first time in 25 years. All right. We've done it 4 times in like past like 15 years. But anyways, they finally secured it. Some guys wearing a Halliburton jersey. I will put out this much of maybe don't do that, but at the same time, I can feel it. I can feel it of like maybe like, well, he's a New York City firefighter. He like actually like lives in the city.
Bro, he's a fucking first responder. He's like a guy. He's a guy.
So then he goes down and Knicks fans are like throwing trash on him, like pulling on his jersey, blah blah blah.
Throwing
And
trash at him, throwing bags of garbage at the
very
NYPD
disrespectful.
had to step in for this guy's life to not be in literal danger. It's crazy.
And honestly, the most disgusting part about it for me was not like one Knicks fan being like, "Yo, this ain't it." Because like I swear to God, if I saw that happening to like a Knicks fan and he was like by himself type of thing, like I would get in between. I'd be like,
yeah, no, for sure.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like it's dumb.
It's all
At the end
fun
of the
and
day,
games until it's real violence, you know.
Exactly. At the end of the day, like it is just like a basketball game. Like
it's just a basketball game. Like I talk my shit too, but come on.
Did you see what happened with that guy?
Yes. So yes.
So you can tell us that. You can tell us that.
So yeah. So just to wrap it up, I mean, Knicks fans. I mean, we can say what we want all day, but I mean, they're gathered in the streets and just being crazy. And so this guy, I mean, I think it's safe to say he gets assaulted. You know, some version of assault. You know. And then he was on the Pat McAfee show, so I actually watched that video that you sent me. It was very interesting. And he actually comes out and he says, you know, he says that he saw the video. The whole Pacers team saw the video, and Halliburton's personally flying him in a +1 out for I believe Game 3. I mean,
so I tweeted today and I said I'm not gonna lie. I think it was Game 4 actually, but if he comes to Game 4 and we win that game, dude, I'm throwing no hate if that guy goes John Halliburton on the Knicks team. Yeah. That's what I'm doing, dude. If I got that disrespected, I'm like, I want these Knicks fans to remember me forever.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that is very cool and also like very motivating, not only for us like fans. Like I already like hated the Knicks, wanted to lose. That was like nail in the coffin. I never want to see them like win a game. They could be playing anybody else any other season, no matter how much I hate them. I'm always gonna remember that moment. Like,
I mean, it's also. I mean, we can talk less about the Knicks, more about the testament to the Pacers, and not only the Pacers, but Halliburton as a player, as a man. You know, he saw that and he says, "I'm gonna do the right thing." You know, it's just it's a typical Halliburton move, and I feel like Halliburton's not even trying at this point. You know, it's a very casual take. Halliburton's overrated, and then I look at everything that's happened since then. Not only have he crushed the Bucks, not only have he crushed the Cavaliers, he's been a stand-up guy the entire time. So
speaking of you saying that overrated thing, I thought we kind of had put that to rest. Had you seen what Stephen A had said?
No, I tune out Stephen A from time to time.
Okay. So I
try to stay away from the mainstream guys when I'm like locked in. You know,
I wrote down like kind of paraphrase, but like the important parts are verbatim. He said Brunson is a superstar. Hallie is not. He did come back and say Halliburton's not overrated. Halliburton just isn't asked to do as much to carry an offense as Brunson.
What does he mean by carry an offense? That's just such a stupid take. Because what he really saying is a smarter way of just saying he doesn't score as much points as him, which is
exactly. But when you say carry an offense or whatever, I will give you can make an argument for Jalen Brunson in that sense or whatever to like be better than Halliburton. You can make an argument. I don't think it's true, but you can make that argument.
Sure.
But I don't know how you could watch sports, especially professionally, and not think Halliburton. Basically, I would almost go as far as say Halliburton runs the best offense in the NBA.
Yes.
Maybe Jokic, and I'd almost say Jokic because Jokic's talent, I would say, is a little worse around him than ours.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Jokic, I'm sure Jokic can run a great off as well, but I mean, we saw what happened in Game 7. I mean, but regardless,
Brunson literally has teammates that if you're an NBA fan, you know who all the starting 5 players are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're an NBA fan, I'd be lucky if you said more than Halliburton and Turner, maybe Siakam.
I think maybe what he's referring to, I guess, is like on average in this new age of the NBA offense, it is score heavy for point guards. Typically it's less. It's less. Being a floor general, more being like, okay, I'm either gonna find a way to score, or if I can't, then maybe I'll see whatever the case is, I'll dish it. He's literally carrying an entire offense on the back. Now, is he scoring every point? No, but that's not what carrying offense is. I mean, it's just crazy. I don't even know.
And we've seen stretches like in that 20-point comeback, I think against like the Bucks or whatever.
Right.
I think out of the last like 20 points, Halliburton assisted or scored those points in like 18 of them. Besides like Siakam getting like fouled. Like he can run an offense. The only thing I kind of get to his like point is like maybe if you prefer for somebody to like for sure take over in like the fourth quarter,
Right.
Brunson might be a little more of your guy or whatever. But
No, honestly, no hate to
that's
Brunson. I
about it.
want to hate, but he is an
Dude,
offensive
dude,
powerhouse.
I'll
I get
watch
it.
some of those Celtics games. The game before they closed him out, dude, he looked like Kobe. No lie.
Yeah, no,
Like
he was hooping, bro.
every
He was
time he
hooping.
would just go down and just take like a crazy fadeaway, like mid-range jumper, and you're like, why aren't you trying to make that a three? And he's just boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
You know, it's well, I have 2 points. One about patience or about media, but let me with what you said. This is going to be such a good series because obviously Brunson was voted the most clutch player in the league. But I mean, it's a very strong argument if you actually look into the details. I mean, Halliburton has hit 10 out of 11 shots, tie or win a game. I mean, period. I mean, throughout the season, isn't that crazy? 10 out of 11.
Yeah,
He's made the shot.
This
That's
season,
clutch.
I would say after his slow start, anytime we needed like Halliburton to take over, he would, outside of like a game he's not being aggressive, but as long as he's
Right.
like being aggressive, like he can pretty easily do it. And that's why I think the craziest take I've heard since like the conference finals were decided is this is like a boring conference final, especially like in the East. And I'm like, do you know it is going to be cinema if it's fourth quarter and these two teams are within 5? They've both proved like if I'm a Knicks fan, if the game's within 5, I have no reason to think we're going to lose to the Pacers. If I'm a Pacers fan and the game's within 5, I have no reason to think we're going to lose.
Like 10, I think we're going to win, dude.
Exactly. Like this is, and like the Knicks had those back-to-back 20-point comebacks.
Yeah.
We had some 20-point comebacks.
Yeah, this might be
we had
the
the 40
best
set
matchup besides the finals, bro.
Dude, I think this will even be better in the finals as far as excitement and kind of like throwing punches back to back. It might not be the best players all at the same time, but I do think this is probably the best matchup.
So with that, this all kind of ties together. I think, and this is just so funny to see it. No one's going to outright admit it, but I can see right through it. And I'm sure you can too. This goes for all the big dogs, a lot of the medium dogs, and there's like smaller channels who cover us. But us being this good and being on this like dominant of a run, I think it's safe to say if we're 5-5, like 4-1, 4-1, that's dominance. A gentleman sweep. Come on.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing that we've done and what we proved is that we have exposed to that all these big media outlets straight up don't pay attention to the Pacers. But when I say don't pay attention, these guys don't watch games. They do not watch our team. I mean, if Stephen A is saying that, it's heinous, bro. You just don't watch the games. There's a Kendrick Perkins. I seen you that clip the other day. I mean, he is a big hater. He probably didn't watch. He's like, the Pacers. And
he just sees that they made it to the conference finals, so now he's like,
man, I gotta give it up to the Pacers. I gotta give it up. Oh, they're actually doing something good out there. It's like, yeah, because you're finally watching us in the playoffs. If you would have seen what we did in the regular season, this would not be a surprise to you. This media outlets, the big to really small, except for like the mini guys, they just straight up don't watch us, which is ignorant. It's ignorant to see us do this good and to have just takes based on nothing. Stephen A. I mean, a slap on your wrist, man.
I've seen on ESPN like a week ago, they were talking about Pacers or whatever, and they were trying to like hype up, and they were like, yeah, they even got this young point guard off the bench, Connell. Man, Connell's really good. I'm like, guys, this guy has been in the league for like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And he's like been on some like contender teams. It's not like he's been like he's been on like some Sixers teams. He's been on like us and stuff. Just, like it's just like embarrassing.
It's fine for the casual fan to not watch us.
Yeah,
it's
I'm not hating.
For us to watch games. But if you're an ESPN back, FanDuel back, huge NBA back, I'm sure that there's exceptions, but as a majority, these people are having these takes on us, and they're so wrong. And I'll be less like passionate about these guys who there are guys who go, hey, I gotta give it up. I haven't really this NBA ex-NBA players who go, I don't watch Pacers games, but I gotta give it up. What they're doing, but it's like, but prior to now, when you're finally gonna give it up, it's like that to me says everything you said between now and like in the beginning of the playoffs throughout the season, it's bullshit. You don't watch us. You don't know what we're doing. So it's so funny seeing me and you be so. I'm confident. I know you're confident in what we're about to do. We basically have already bought tickets to the finals. We know but like it's so like it's literally to me disrespectful that these guys are getting these 6-figure salaries, getting flown across the world. They don't know shit about us. I mean, I
it's
feel like
only
you do
so
a little bit of
disrespectful.
research.
It's only so disrespectful because how well we've been doing.
How
Because
well? How
about
well?
2 weeks after the All-Star break, I was starting to think of like, oh, like are we like legit like contenders? And I would say for like 2 months at this point, I've been like spreading the word like we're legit contenders. Like if you
Bro.
looked at like the top 4 records since like January 1st, it was us, Cavs, OKC, Celtics.
Yes.
End of list.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that is like a very sure sign of like maybe
Yes.
you should tune into this team. Like
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Like yes, we started off like slow or whatever, but like in like football that wouldn't happen. You have like a bad 4 weeks like football,
Right.
but you like pick it up. Everybody's like picking on, but like
Right.
everybody just completely threw it out. Like
Right.
not giving us a chance. Like oh, the
Right.
record's like good. Like there must be
Right.
injuries on the other team or something like.
Right.
And
I don't know. I'm real passionate
speaking of
about it, man.
finals, I want to hype you up real quick.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
To win the NBA Finals, our record over the next 14 games just has to be 8-6. 8-6, and we're NBA champ. How fucking crazy is that?
8 games away, man. Carlisle said it.
8 games, and we can still afford to lose like 6.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. They were rested. Dude, we got to be the most well-rested team right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think we literally are. I mean, by a lot. The Nuggets and OKC went to 7. They just went to 6. We beat them in 5, and we've been chilling out, bro.
Yeah.
Chilling out. 3-day weekend type shit. Like, we've been chilling out. Pool day.
And we're about to play probably the most gas team so far. Maybe you can make an argument for OKC, but I think OKC is a lot deeper. Like, they're probably just as deep, if not deeper than us.
OKC. I mean, just to get into it a little bit, we can get into a little, but like we can talk about who we want to see in the finals. I mean, let's talk about it. I don't want to see OKC in the finals. We didn't win it against them all year. They are dog. I don't think it's going to get like a clean sweep. People talking shit about the Knicks. That's in and out. They're not going to sweep us, but they might fuck us up, dude. The OKC is they're a problem, dude.
This is how I feel about OKC.
Wolves, no.
Yes, they like beat us, you know, and if I remember right, not too like competitive we were or whatever.
Right.
But also at the same time, when it's at the very end, when we're just a tad bit fresher than they may be,
right.
And we're both like never been.
You know what I'm saying?
Like basically maybe Siakam on our team and maybe they have like one person or whatever, but that alone can throw a lot of fire into the mix. You know what I'm saying? Where like regular season, you're not like game planning for OKC and they're not game planning for us, maybe like a 15-minute thing, you know what I'm saying? But like it'll be like days and days of like stuff like that. So that's why to me it's not as scary, especially since like as good as like SGA is, they don't have like star like a Steph or LeBron who's like done this like 10 times.
Dude, that's a good point.
I don't feel too scared of him. I definitely respect it a lot. Really but I don't feel scared.
Who left in these last 2 matchups rather? Who has an NBA champion in their starting 5 besides us?
I think there is one.
Who on the Wolves? Anybody on the Wolves? No one on OKC.
Maybe you're right. No, I was thinking of conference finals because I was saying Cat played him last year's West, this year's East.
Right. Siakam is a champion. He's been here. He's played next to a star. That's actually super valuable because it's good. The finals is obviously a lot of pressure. Having a guy who's been there and done that and won, arguably one of the most like coveted, like beloved champion. Like it was like a sweetheart championship. I mean, it was him and Kawhi, and you know, Kawhi was like a capital murderer. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so having that leadership of Siakam, I mean, is going to be humongous, dude.
Yeah, I think that's huge. And one other thing that you just kind of said that kind of made me think too is the pressure, however.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot more pressure on some of their players, specifically like SGA, whereas we spread the ball out so much that like nobody's like it's not like Siakam like we need you to get 25. Like bro, if you get like 18, Mathen might get 15 this game to like make up for. So there's like a lot less pressure. Yeah, and you can like kind of play free because like every individual player knows they don't have to have like their best game like to win or whatever.
Right.
But like Shea just being in those MVP talks alone, it's like if you win the series but you don't get Finals MVP or whatever, like you get a lot of hate for that, like Jason Tatum did. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like I really don't think anybody on the Pacers is going in that matchup like I want Finals MVP.
I think, and don't think that I don't want this to sound sacrilegious at all. I think that because and I looked at the Game 7 stat. I watched Game 7 for OKC and them. They had I think like 6 or 7 people. My man Braden, shout out to the GOAT. But they had about 6 or 7 players that all had double digits. That's shit we do. I would argue that I don't want to call them more polished overall, but they are our OKC has basically a very similar strategy to spread the wealth because SGA obviously goes in this like powerhouse mode, but like the supporting cast does well as well. That's why they're
Yeah.
scary, you know. So they are like us. I don't want to say more polished, but they have more of it's a different style. I don't know. Like what you know what I'm talking about? Like we have a similar game plan. They have a good. They're deep too. We're deep. Our defense is different.
I'd agree with you. They're more polished in the sense of they're very well-rounded. Like we're pretty well-rounded, or whatever, but I would say they're more well-rounded.
I think it's fair to say they're more polished. I mean, they had I mean, they broke records and shit.
But the one thing too that is like hard as it would be for us to stop like SGA. There's like matchups too, like who's gonna guard Siakam? Chet Holmgren, dude. That's Siakam's gonna eat. He's gonna back him down all day.
I don't know, man. Chet Holmgren gets a lot of blocks, dude.
He does get a lot of blocks or whatever, but a lot of those type of blocks come from like somebody trying to like drive past like a layup.
Right.
Whereas like Siakam is like backing down and he's looking for like, are you gonna be able to block me? You know what I'm saying? It's like you're rushing to the rim. Exactly. So I don't think like Chet Holmgren's gonna be, and like with Siakam's like experience or whatever, like little things of like, I bet I can make this rookie bite on like a pump fake right now, or he thinks I'm gonna go right, I'm gonna go left. You know, like little things like that. Like absolutely. I think would be like big advantages.
It's so exciting, bro. It's so exciting. Timberwolves. I like them. I think Timberwolves. I'm almost as confident as Knicks. Like they can go off and Ant can go crazy, but I mean, we're just better.
Dude, Rudy Gobert probably a top 3 player for them, right? He's literally not playable against us because like with our pace, he's not playable at all. Like you sincerely like how Brook Lopez was, but like probably worse.
Well, yeah, but he can sit in the paint and get easy dunks and putbacks and shit. So he's gonna get a lot of rebounds.
If we just get the easy runs every single time, I'll take our offensive hit more than
No, I would love that. I would love if it's up to Woods that way. I think we have the best chance, but it's so exciting, man. Because I mean, unless we make just rookie mistakes, which I don't really see it because we haven't done it this far. This is the best shot we've had in like what, a decade and a half. I mean, it's all new teams here. No one here is like experienced. We're not facing Golden State, who's done this 100 times. You know, we're not facing whomever. Like it's all newbies, which is great for us. It's great.
Yeah. No. Like get your first championship. It's great to go against like players that also haven't done that.
Yeah, it's not. We're not going against a dynasty. For sure. If Golden State's going for the third ring, I'm like shit, man.
And I would go farther of this is the best chance we've ever had, because even like the year when we made our finals, whatever, we're going against Shaq and Kobe. Who end up three-peating. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. The other times that we were close, it was Jordan Bulls when they were peak, and the other times when we were close, it was LeBron. With the Heat.
There's no Jordans here.
So like this is not even close to, in like my opinion, this is the closest, like best opportunity for a championship for us. Yeah, and I'm sure the Knicks are feeling the same way.
Kobe, and you know what I mean, probably, and like almost embarrassingly, Rudy Gobert is probably the closest thing to Shaq, so that's fine. You know what I mean? So
don't put Rudy Gobert and Shaq together.
Who is it? The Hartenstein? If we had to give a guy to Shaq name right now,
our followers are going down, dude. 500, 490.
But here's the thing: if the OKC just took the Nuggets to 7, I mean, look, man, a lot of that Nuggets to 7 was just on the back of Jokic, man. I mean, straight up. Yeah. So I think the Wolves are a better rounded team. So I think that series going to at least 6 or 7. So I mean, either way, we're not going to 7 with the Knicks. I don't predict that whatsoever. So I mean, not this. You know, I just think. Yeah. We're just rested. We're well rounded. I mean, what am I not seeing here? You know,
and two, I think a huge advantage we have on the Knicks is like we did it last year.
We did it last year.
Going into like if this was our first playoff run and we're going to MSG for game 1, dude, that's just kind of intimidating. No lie. But when last year we beat them game 7 at MSG. You know, what
game
I'm saying?
7 at MSG.
All that like pressure and all that kind of just like fades away.
It changed everything. Game 7 at MSG gave us the confidence we needed for this season to be successful.
Yeah. No,
You
I
know?
agree. I mean, and I know I've said it on podcasts before, but I'll say it again because I think it's like an amazing quote from Miles Turner's article when he said that this last year's team was super fun, cool, and like they broke all these records, awesome. But he was like, last year's team is this year's team, little brother. And I'm like, I 100% feel that way. Like the
Facts.
Knicks might be like healthier or whatever, but we're so much better than last year. So much
Bro,
better.
this injured narrative gets on my nerves so bad because again, it's just such a casual take. The Knicks had their injured team, and they were like what, third or fourth ranked.
Well, I'll say too that
So
first
we
off,
played that team.
no one picked us to win, and even though they were injured, one of the guys that was coming off the bench that was coming to fill in was DiVincenzo, who played out of his mind,
I
bro.
know he did.
He looked like an all NBA player, and as you can tell from this season, he is definitely not that player.
No,
he
he's
just had
not.
7 games where he's playing with his Villanova boys, and he was hooping.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
like, it's not like your starter would have done better than that.
Right.
He was basically capped out of like max potential. So yeah. I don't think that at all.
Dude, that's the best point ever. You said it too. It's like, okay, so we play injured teams, but we also get picked to lose. So if we beat them, do you lean on over injured? But why did you pick us to win? Make it make sense.
Yeah.
So make a decision and stand by it. Like if we play injured teams, then pick us to win and don't backtrack and talk shit. Say we're gonna win. You know what I mean? No one's done that. So these casual takes fry my brain, bro. I mean, yeah. We're gonna wrap it up, man. Is there anything else you're thinking of?
No, that's everything I got. We're about to hit that 30-minute mark anyways, unless you got anything.
I'm trying to think of prediction, man. I think this is going to be a great series.
I'm sticking
Pacers
Pacers
at 5, probably 6. I doubt 7. I doubt 7. I just don't. We haven't done it yet. I mean, we stepped at the MSG. We stepped to the big house last season, and we took it in 7. Here we are.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of throws a wrench into it is I believe we can take one of those first 2, but I also believe those first 2 will be close games where it could like easily they come out with 2, 1-1, 0-2. None of those surprise. None of those surprise.
I mean,
now, I said
it for the Cavs. I said it for the Cavs too, man. If we take 1 or 2 in Cleveland, then it's pretty much a lock. And we took both in Cleveland. So I mean, if we did both in Cleveland, why can't we do both in New York? I mean, they're fans. Like get it, they're all scared, whatever. But like we literally were, so we know what to expect. So
all right, fuck those Knicks fans, and we will see y'all Wednesday.
See y'all Wednesday.
Joke out.